Tuesday the 14th of April, and we are starting a read-along of The Company of Birds by Nerine Dorman, hosted by Mirari Press, and I am honored to be one of the hosts. There are 5 of us, and we all going to be doing a section. So today we will be joining Riley from Reimagine Knits, and we will read 36 pages for the first part. So we'll be reading about 4 chapters every 3 days. So yeah, I'm going to get into it. So I've already tabbed the sections, as you can see. I've got some tabs in there because I read this last month. And then we were going to do the read along last month, but that didn't work out. So now we're doing it again, and I'm reading it this month, and I'm reading it again this month. So I'll probably put more tabs in. Who knows? So yeah. So if you have a copy, please come along and join us. Otherwise, Exclusive Books is our partner for this one. So go get your copy there. But you'll probably see this after it's done anyway. But you can still go get your copy there. See you later. Okay, so end of chapter 1, and I want to say this is the second time that I'm reading this book. Okay, and I have to tell you that obviously when I started reading this last month, I clearly wasn't paying attention, because at the end of the book I had questions. 2 of them were answered. Well, basically there was 1 question, but there was 2 questions answered anyway. Now they're read it again. And the main question that I had at the end of the book was, but who was the old man in the tower? There was no old man in the tower. Shark wasn't paying attention when he started reading the book. Don't be like Shark, okay? So anyway, and also this book takes place over 6 months, so that's cool. Anyway, chapter 1 does an excellent job of building everything together. Nerine has a way of making a world building is everything is put into the first chapter. It opens up everything, and there's the law that opens every chapter. That's also pretty awesome. The law adds flavor and history without having to add chunks of pages. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So we've met Lisa Ten Haben, who's been recently divorced. She's a magus at the academy. I don't know what it's called. She barely has any magic, but she's a linguistic fundi, so she runs that whole department, and she knows a bajillion languages, and so on and so on and so on. And then we meet a friend, Isha, everybody needs an Isha in their lives, so that's pretty cool. So yeah. And the dynamic between the 2 of them is great. And then there's some intrigue that has come in. There's a mystery that's happened. So there was an explosion, and then she got, for 5 minutes, she was handed some stuff to look to. And then the ex came to take it away because it falls under his jurisdiction, whatever. So, these construction people. Yeah. They're working over there, so there's a field outside our house that they gave us a notice for the council that they're going to use as like a base camp. But they never said anything about the noise and how very inconvenient it's going to be. We can't focus. There's a lot of noise between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Terrible. Also, you're going to see me in a lot of layers in my videos from now on, because the house has gotten cold because it's winter now. Yes, it's the 2nd month of autumn, but it's winter in my house. It's freezing. So there's that. I don't know what I was saying. All I know is that chapter 1 does an excellent job of setting things up, and showing the situation that MC is in, and also, what kind of support she has along the way. and the intrigue is brought in. So chapter 1 is perfect opening. We are now on to chapter 2 and 3. I might read it today, but we'll see how that goes. Here are some graphics that I made for Instagram for the rest. Okay, bye. See you later. Hi, or not morning, but it's Thursday and Wednesday. So sorry. And we are on day 2 of our Readalong. So I've already read the parts for today. And our main character, Lisa, is suffering. She's going through a lot, and then she got some bad news, so now she has to travel to her hometown. So we're getting a lot of background, and we're getting to know where she comes from, so that's cool. Telling you some of the people are, you hate them on sight, literally. And then there's like, oh yeah, the mystery introduced in chapter 1 is starting to gain some ground, because she's starting to think about it and trying to find a pattern and so on and so forth, and put the things together. Also, we learn about what she does at the school, and there's a lot of political stuff happening. So you see there's things happening, and they are forcing the students to attend these things, so it's not fun. And now she's up to her hometown. She's taking a coach trip, so we get some of the scenery, nice world building. We meet a family, because spoilers. I need to make a spoiler warning for this video, sorry. Her father passes, and now they're doing the funeral rites and everything, and of course they all want to now get into the inheritance parts. The poodle is the poodle. So yeah, so her mom takes her aside and gives her something specific that her father wanted her to have. And then, her father also said you can take some of the books. She's a learned lady, and she wants to extend her library, and her father has some amazing works. So that's where we are. It's a very emotional time for her. Very good world building. So far, so good. Also, the first bird has been introduced. So a helicopter flew right here. How rude. Anyway, it's off for day 3, and I shall see you again more tomorrow. Toodles. Hello, hi, it's Monday, it's day 7 of our read-along of The Company of Birds by Nerine Dorman, and I haven't been recording anything because I've been having headaches the last few days. It was very hard reading. I just couldn't concentrate on anything else again. I did try, but that's fine. So anyway, I'm not gonna catch you up on what's happening because I've included my stories for the day, so check those. Yes, I'm being vague. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because spoilers. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, so Lisa's going through the most. Okay, Malaga is giving off stalkery vibes. I understand where it's coming from, but it's not being forthright to poor Lisa. So more stalker than anything else. Lisa is also putting more and more on her plate, and it's harder for her to keep emotions in check. And she's having nightmares, so she gets teased from the lady in the kitchen. And then something happens, and she has a minor breakdown. It's rather hectic. And then she gets more bad news. So she's suffering with a lot of stuff, and then things just keep piling on. It is a shame. It's how she's gonna come out of this, we don't know. So she's trying to look at the bright side, but that's where we are. So now two other departments at the university have merged with the academy. They've merged, so now her department, some of the teachers, some of the lecturers will have more free time, meaning that they get less teaching time, which means they get less mullahs. So, so now there's all of that. And plus, all of the drama with the ex and his new wifey. Law. So that's cool. So that's where we are. Today we're reading chapter 8 and 9, which are pages 178 to 210. And we see how we are going to go from there. Also, I'm not going to be recording every day because space limitations for one, and number two, it's pointless telling you every day, because you must read the book too. It's really good. The writing is great. Okay. The world building is phenomenal, so that's great. Okay. See you on the other side. Bye. Hello, hi. It's 3 o'clock in the morning on Friday. It's actually day 11. I can't sleep. I don't know why. So I'm just sitting here thinking, what am I going to do? I might as well be productive. So I haven't given you an update in a while. For my book, for what we're reading right now. So we just finished chapter 13. 13 was a lovely chapter. It's nice and calm. It was lovely. Nothing happened there. So this is very indicative of the calm before the storm. So you're going to have to know that something's coming. Okay? You're going to have to know that something's coming, because it's not nice like that. You can't, it's not going to last long. It's fantasy. It's epic fantasy. It's just gonna happen. So, So yeah, I am not going to read right now. I do have a video to finish for YouTube because I need to put one up. But the one I'm doing now is very text heavy, and that takes a long time in editing. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I've got some in between filming to do for that too, so I can do that now while everybody's sleeping. That's cool. Then also I'm gonna come back to you later, because I want to tell you if I'm right or wrong. So So today we are going to be reading chapters 14 and 15. So yeah. I was right. It's the calm before the storm. Chapter 14 and 15, there was a lot happening. And now the story takes a direction that I wasn't expecting. The first time around. I know it's going now, but I mean, the first time I'm reading it last month, I wasn't expecting that. So, plot twist. And also, you see what's happening to my roof there, my ceiling. We had more pipes burst near the beginning of the month. And we had to replace wires. Pipes. So that we can have water in our kitchen. We don't have a geyser anymore, which is what started that thing when it burst a couple of years ago. And then every time we've had more water bursts, it burst right there. That's where the main thing was. So they're in that area. So now because of the last burst, we had more water. This thing, I need to replace it, and I also need to find out who can do it for me. So we'll have to have a look at that. Anyway, I digress. So now we are going into chapter 16. Okay, chapter 15 ends part 2 of the story. So now we are on the last part of the story. We're also on the last bit of the story. Like I said, it was unexpected. I was hoping for something else, really. But we're not going to get that. So now, chapter 16. Let me tell you, I wasn't ready for it last month. I'm not ready for it now. And also, if you're reading chapter 16, just a content warning for sensitive readers, because there's gonna be some stuff there, okay? Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye. Hi guys, good morning. It's day 6. No, it's part 5 of the Readalong. It's day 13. And I am hosting day 13, day 14, and day 15. The last 3 days. We are closing out The Company of Birds by Nerine Dorman. And I'm so nervous. Everyone, all the other co-hosts have made such amazing content so far. Riley from Rematch Knit did The Car Chronicles. I don't have a car. I can't continue. It was awesome. Everybody wanted to do that. One of the others did Car Chronicles 2 as an homage, but I don't know. I can't remember. And the other 3 have done incredible graphics and incredible, photos for their days. And me, I'm over here like, how can I, do those things? I'm just me. I'm just a boy. So I'm just going to do what I do because that's what I do. This is my style. That's their style. I'm not complaining. Their stuff is absolutely cool. Just do go and check it out. You'll find everything you need. All the links in my Instagram story, labeled TCOB highlights. Okay, on my page on Instagram. So do go check that out. So let us go. We'll be reading chapter 17 today. Tomorrow we'll do chapter 18. And then on day 15, which is Tuesday, we will read the epilogue. And if anybody needs time to catch up, then you can use that because the epilogue is just a couple of pages. So I've already read this. Like I said, my review is ready to go, but I'm obviously going to review my review and then rewrite it because, if you read something more than once, you pick up things you didn't the first time before. And that's what I love about books and rereads. So that's cool. So yeah, so let's get on to day 13 and see where this takes us. This book has taken an unexpected twist. It didn't go the way we thought it was going to go, which leaves with endless possibilities. Okay, so what do you think is going to happen? I mean, as the last few pages of the book, what do you think is going to happen? What's going to happen to our, poor emotionally damaged Lise? Shame, she's been through the most, I'm telling you. Let's go. I'll see you later. Bye. Hello, boo boo. Hi. I'm a boy. Hello. I'm a boo. Hello, Papa. Hey. What you doing? What you doing, Papa? Hi. Ow. Hello. Hi. Yeah. So it's day 14 of the read-along. And we are going to be reading chapter 18. It's about 33 pages. It's the last chapter of the book. And then tomorrow we will do the epilogue, which is a couple of pages. And then anybody who needs to catch up can catch up on their reading, because that is the last day. So I'm going to be working on my review. I have written the review. I need to add more thoughts now, so I'm going to review my review and then rewrite the review, and then I'll post the review maybe tomorrow, which will make sense, and then that's at the end of the read-along, so that'll be cool. Yeah, okay, so we know something's going to happen. It's the end of the book. Okay, we know something's going to happen. We don't know what yet, so something's got to give, because we need it. Okay, bye. Hello, hi. It's Tuesday. It's the 29th of April. It's our last day for the read-along, and I'm kind of sad because it was kind of fun. I loved seeing what the other people were doing, and I loved seeing some of the reactions, because I read the book last month, so I knew kind of what to expect. And I knew the others hadn't, so I had to see what their reactions were going to be for a certain chapter, also known as chapter 16. Not gonna lie, that was harsh. So, today we're going to be reading the epilogue. It's just like 8 pages or so. And then if anybody needs to do any catch-up reading, they can use that today as well. I'm going to be working on my review. I'll put that later up later today. I'm just adding more to my coffee. Yeah, which I will then obviously link down below. So I'm going to go finish up the book and then drink my coffee. Bye.